We're here at Cisco Live Barcelona 2020, and we've come to the end of the Thursday, so it's time for our next daily show. So lots of people are kind of heading towards the keynote. We're going to be bringing you that very soon, but just before that, we're going to be chatting a little bit about the startup of the day, and we'll be building into that keynote and taking you there. 17,000 people here in Barcelona who are here at the show are also getting ready for tonight's party, where we'll have Nile Rodgers and Chic. So very excited for that myself as well. But just before we get to the keynote and we get to the party, I'm thrilled to be joined by Chiraka. So hey Chiraka, how are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us in the studio. So you're the Chief Technology Officer of Panacea.
Sure.
So tell us a little bit about Panacea.
Yeah, so Panacea is the leading product in continuous controls monitoring for cybersecurity. Basically, we help security leaders and security teams get visibility into the organization's security posture. So we help them construct complete inventories of all the assets they need to protect. We assess whether the controls are deployed everywhere where they need to be to protect all those assets, and then we measure the performance of all those security controls to make sure that they're performing optimally.
And we've had a huge focus on cybersecurity here at Cisco Live Barcelona 2020. So what would you say is really kind of the customer need, or what's the challenges that you're trying to solve with Panacea?
Yeah, so we see a couple of different scenarios. You know, we see customers who have no visibility into their security. You know, they're really quite early in their maturity curve, and they don't have the insights they need to make security decisions. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we see customers who are spending a lot of resources trying to get that visibility manually. And the reason why it's so hard to get that visibility is, first of all, you've got all these security tools out there. You know, some customers that we're working with have over 50 different security tools that they need to manage. It's impossible to get visibility across that amount of security tooling. And then on the other hand, you've also got the IT infrastructure landscape that's evolving quite rapidly, with everything leaving the data center. You know, everything's moving into the cloud, into mobile environments, into IoT environments. So all this complexity in the technology landscape is making it really hard to get that unified view that the security team needs.
And that sounds really difficult with the kind of skills gap that we've got in cybersecurity, right? And the lack of resources that a lot of organizations have these days.
Yeah, I mean, we see some security teams are spending 30% of their time creating reports to get this visibility. So that's 30% of their time that they're not spending doing security. You know, we need security teams to actually be doing security and protecting their businesses.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously you mentioned cybersecurity, key focus on some of the challenges. So how does Panacea actually work?
Yeah, so it's all a data-driven approach, really. So we have a connector catalog, over 70 different connectors, a whole load of Cisco integrations as well, which allows us to reach into all of these IT and security systems and collect the data that we need to mine to get the visibility. And then essentially what we do is we construct dashboards that present reports of this visibility to different stakeholders.
Got it. And so obviously we've talked about some of the challenges, but why is this so hard to do? What's unique about Panacea? What do you bring into the table for customers?
So again, it really comes down to the data. You know, there's the volume of the data, there's the distribution of the data. It's really spread across so many different data silos. And also there's the diversity in the data as well. You know, you've got every system is talking about the same security artifacts, but they're using different formats and different languages to do that. So what we do is bring all that data together in one place and unify it, standardize it so that you can do consistent and accurate analysis on that data.
Got it, and obviously here in Barcelona, as I already mentioned, we've got around 17,000 people here at the show. So what brings you, like, as an individual here to Cisco Live, and what are you bringing to the Cisco Live community with Panacea?
Yeah, so I mean, we're huge fans of the Cisco Live. I mean, this is the third event that we've been to. We've got a whole range of relationships with Cisco. So Cisco is, first of all, an investor in Panacea. We've also provided the product to Cisco. So Cisco is a customer of ours, and we're also a close partner of Cisco. As I mentioned, you know, we're deeply embedded in the Cisco ecosystem with our integrations, and you know, we can provide visibility on top of all of the security products out there, Cisco as well as non-Cisco products.
Got it, and obviously with our Cisco strategy, we're always investing in startups that we think have really great potential and aligned to where we're trying to go, obviously with our own security approach as well. So what is it that, tell us a bit about your journey with Cisco. What's that been like, obviously being quite a small startup, and the kind of, you see here at the show the kind of scale of Cisco, right? So what's that journey in that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite overwhelming actually at times. You know, there's so many different strands, so many different people to meet, and so many different opportunities that are available to us now that we're part of the Cisco ecosystem. And really, it's all about, you know, how do we focus our resources to get the most out of those opportunities that you guys have made available to us.
Got it. And just one last question, because obviously we're coming towards the end of the show here. So what's been your highlight of the show this week?
So I've met a whole range of different potential customers, potential partners, and you know what I'll be taking away is trying to figure out what the next steps are with those customers and prospects, and seeing how we can capitalize on those opportunities for Panacea.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Sharaka, for joining me in the studio. We're going to take a look at this Women of Cisco video. It was another event that happened this week. Take a look and stay tuned.
Well, we're here at Cisco Live 2020, right here in Barcelona, and we're asking everybody, what's the best thing about Cisco Live?
For me, the best thing about Cisco Live is getting closer to the Cisco teams.
I like the technical part, basically.
The whole hospitality, I think we are very well being taken care of.
People are great, beverage, food. For me, everything's good.
I would say the biggest thing is seeing all the products. That's a big thing, seeing what's up and coming.
World of solution. You can find everything, you can see everything, you can touch everything.
Being an advocate of the gateway, somewhere to come and chill out with a little massage in between, gets you ready for the next event.
Meeting so many people and connecting with the Cisco engineers.
Whether it's other peers, whether it's people who work at Cisco, subject matter experts, it's just the community of folks in the industry.
A lot of specialists, a lot of colleagues, and a lot of other partners from whole Europe.
Talk to them to build your network.
For everyone, whether that's Cisco or our partners, we can all come together, we can learn from each other, we can share what we've done in the last year and sort of look at what we want to do in the future. Just that opportunity, I think that's great. 17,000 people under one roof, I think that's just brilliant and amazing.
Today, we have an exciting opportunity to inspire each other as we talk about this journey of inclusion. We believe that creating an environment of inclusion is important, and we do that through many activities such as this.
I've been coming to network as Cisco Live in Europe since 2005, so this is my 15th year. It gives us the opportunity to be a stronger community.
Diversity allows us to be more creative, and it allows us to have different points of view as we go to market with our partners and our customers.
It actually provides a platform where we are able to share our experiences. Different people do things differently, and you can learn so much. It's an opportunity to learn, you know, it's really an opportunity to learn.
It allows you to connect to people that are just like you, that are working in technology.
Being able to actually connect and be in the same space as other women who are in your same technological space, it's just, you know, food for the soul.
So in the month of March, we're going to be celebrating Each for Equal. We'll celebrate development, inclusion, inspiration, and giving back. And we would love for all of you to be part of it.
Things need to be changed, and I think that, you know, looking for diverse people, no matter what background or whatever, makes the team much, much richer. We need to make it much more attractive for the females to go into the technology.
Different points of view come into play based on what people have lived through in their lives. So diversity, I think, is the main route to success.
People want to help each other, support each other, guide and advise, and I encourage everyone, get connected, network, and you'll really enjoy it.
Go out there, be confident, and just be yourself.
Wow, what an inspiring video. I love that. And I really wish I could make it down to that event, but there was so much going on this week I didn't get a chance. I'm definitely going to make sure I do that on my next Cisco Live. So Steve and Zane are out in the keynote space. I'm really excited to check in with you guys. How's it going over there?
Hello, my Nishi. We're going to call her Nishi here for the whole rest of the time. There's our Nishi. Look how cool this is. All right, so they've opened up the main doors. We've got the band jamming back over here on this side. They keep putting the NetVets up on the main screen. And as I said to Zane earlier, my name's never up there in NetVets. What's the deal?
I don't know, Steve. Why is Steve's name not up there?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Your first time out here.
My name was up there.
Your name is up in NetVets already? All right, I'm going to talk to somebody. I'm talking to Bonnie. We're getting this thing taken care of. All right, so let's talk about what's going on. We're about to move into this closing keynote. Richard Browning, pretty amazing dude, right? So, I mean, he's the rocket man. He's the guy, he's actually, I believe, we're going to see something at the beginning. I'm not going to give it away here right now, but what's so cool about his company that he built up, started in 2017, right? They did a huge amount of events right out of the gate. First 18 months, 60 different events in 20 countries in just a year and a half, and it's built up the name of this organization so quickly, and he made such a name for himself, and what's really cool, it's education-based, and so much of what Cisco Live is all about is what? Education, bringing people along, getting them hyped up, right?
Exactly. That's what we're here for. Listen, Steve, I've learned so much this week. This was my first ever Cisco Live. I feel like my brain has literally grown. I think it's grown. What do you think?
Absolutely. Hey, by the way, you decided not to do it. All right, so here's what we were going to do. We had this idea of having Lucy, our spectacular makeup person who's been with us all week, we were going to actually do hashtag CLEUR, which is our social media post right across. Wait a minute, is it there? No, it's not there. You were going to put it in there. I wanted to put it across Zane's forehead. I thought that would be the most fun thing to do, and
I think so.
You begged out on the whole thing?
No. So listen, we're going to put CLEUR on that side of my face. Just wait. So it's
it's on the top of the screen. Oh, we just found out.
There we go.
So basically, are you okay? So I'm just going to let you guys know in the back. Are you actually superimposing it over Zane's forehead like we asked? You can tell me. You can be honest with me. Okay, great. It's right across your forehead, just so you know right now. Hashtag CLEUR right up to the very end. 6:15 is when we're going to be wrapping up here. But then you and I, along with Nish and David back in the studio, we're going to come back. We're going to put a little button on the end of the week here. We've had such an incredible time, but we're going to recap some of our favorite moments of the event for all of you. And then, again, invite you guys to continue commenting in using hashtag CLEUR, but be a part of the event. There's really nothing like being right here in the room, right, Zane?
It's insane, Steve. It's insane. Listen, if you're watching from home this time, next time, you need to get yourself here. Just look at this. Feel the energy, man. We were dancing earlier on.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, we have to do one more thing. Follow me over here, Steve. Here, come here. So these things here, by the way, I just wanted to let everybody know. This is how cool. So Richard is... all right, I'll go ahead and I'll let you guys know. He's going to be flying in here in the suit, which is pretty cool. If you've ever seen him do that before, they've given these really awesome headphones to everybody because those jets on his jetpack are ridiculously loud. So you think it's loud in here right now? Everybody's going to need to be wearing these things. So they're hanging over the back of each of the chairs, which I think is really, really cool. Again, where else do you get to come to an event and enjoy this kind of crazy stuff? A dude's going to fly in on a jet suit.
I don't know, Steve. I don't know.
All right, why don't we go find some friends to talk to, like back over there on that side. In fact, we'll get some of our champions. David, we're going to go back up to you in the studio for now, but please come back to us, okay?
I certainly will, Steve. Thanks for that intro. And I'm joined by our final guest for the week, and I think we've scored an absolute great interview for the last session of the week, just before the closing keynote, a prime spot. I'm honoured to be joined by our SVP and CIO for Cisco's IT worldwide. She comes from my neighbouring Australia. We're pretty much neighbours anyway. Many people forget that Cisco itself is a large customer, a large IT user, and I think our guest has a particularly difficult job because our users, our engineers, tend to try and break stuff all the time. So I don't envy that aspect of her work. Jackie Gushala, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Pleasure.
Now, you were telling me backstage just now that you've only been at Cisco for 10 months, and I guess that means this is your first
11 months.
Live.
It
11
is.
months. Your first Cisco Live in Europe. How have you found it? How is it different to Cisco Live in other parts of the world?
Yeah. So, first one in Barcelona. I mean, it has been absolutely incredible. I definitely grew up in Australia, as you know, but I was born in Uruguay, so I'm actually Latina as well. So I've been practicing my Spanish. I've been eating lots of tapas. I really love the culture of the people here, I mean, in Barcelona. And you know, honestly, that whole European flavor that we get into our sessions here has been great to watch.
Well, I'm glad you're using the opportunity to flex your Spanish skills there.
Yeah.
Where have you been spending most of your time this week?
Good question. Everywhere. You know, I kicked off the IT management program where we had 1,000 of our customers actually sign up for that specific program that my team and I basically organize, share what we're doing, you know, whether it's what we're doing with WebEx solutions, what we're doing with DNAC, what we're doing to transform Cisco IT and actually help Cisco transform. So that's one part. I've been walking the floor, talking to the companies that we're investing with and partnering with just to see what solutions are coming out in the security space in particular. And yeah, and just customers, customers.
And I'm glad you mentioned the IT management program, because for some people that might be a new topic. What were the sort of key themes or takeaways from IT management, and where can people sort of find out a bit more?
Yeah, sure. So this year what we did was we focused on technology and people, technology and teams. And what was interesting was many of the participants took away a couple of things, which is technology is changing at a pace we have never seen before in the industry. But what is equally important, I think, as the complexity gets higher, is the leadership challenge around that, the cultural challenge around that. How do you rally thousands of people in IT, engineers, how you said earlier, how do you rally them behind a vision that can help transform Cisco IT and Cisco as fast as we can go? Because actually, speed is probably going to count more than it has ever counted before. So, everything from talking about security challenges, data at the center of everything we do, how do we move things to the cloud in a multi-cloud environment while securing it? All the challenges that you can imagine, we have covered all of them in the last couple of days.
Absolutely, and I think your point on speed and agility, I think that's not going away anytime soon. If anything, the pace of innovation, the pace of change, and also the pace of the new challenges that are coming towards us and our customers is only going to get more and more as we go along.
Absolutely.
And you being a first-time attendee, I'm always keen to understand, what were your personal takeaways, your personal highlights from the week? I don't know if you managed to escape the IT management program at all.
I did. I did.
What did you take away from the show overall?
Well, I think, look, what's clear is, even being inside Cisco now for 11 months, I was a customer for decades before, a customer of Cisco. I'm now inside Cisco. I've spent the last 11 months learning Cisco, the products, the solutions, our partners, and I still have a lot to learn. So my big takeaway is, how do I ramp up and continue that learning process while I mobilize the team to start really attacking the areas of the transformation that we have to do in Cisco IT. So learning, partnering with others in the industry, I think is key. And then figuring out as a leadership team, how do we lead Cisco IT through the transformation that we need to do for the company and for our customers.
Yeah, great.
Yep.
And all that time as a customer, and you never made it to Cisco Live Europe before then.
I know, isn't that bad? My team went. It wasn't anything personal. I was waiting for the invitation from Chuck, it never came, but
unbelievable.
I've got a better invitation now, right?
Yeah, so. That's right. We'll take it up with Chuck later.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the show is primarily directed at people that can't make it to Cisco Live in person. So what would you say to the viewers at home? What are they missing out on by not being here in person live at Cisco Live Europe?
Wow. Great question. I just don't know how to answer it in the amount of time we have. I would say the first thing is the relationships that you build here, and I've built many with customers and partners and other Cisco colleagues, in the last 3 days in a way that I can't do in my, at my desk in my job. So you have to come here for relationships. Everything is about what's happening in the industry and how quickly you can adapt to it and understand it and learn it. So that's the first thing. Secondly, the amount of products and solutions that we have here to share and experiences that customers are going through. So you said it before, I am a customer, as other CIOs and their teams are here. I'm learning from them, they're learning from me. And I think, from my perspective, learn, partnership, keep up with technology, keep up with solutions. If you don't come, you absolutely should come.
Absolutely. Perfect note to end on. Thank you so much for your time, Jackie. You've heard it here. You've got to get down to the show just to, feel the atmosphere, get the networking done. Yeah. And I think we're going to head out to Steve and Zane, who are out on the show floor, trying to get a bit of an idea of what it's like out there.
They're getting excited.
Talk about feeling the atmosphere. We couldn't have any more atmosphere than this group. These guys are Cisco champions. Give it up, everybody. Woo! All right, so for those of you who have not been to a Cisco Live before, if you do not want to know what a Cisco champion is or why these people are so amazing and important in what we do here at the event, this is Lauren Friedman. Lauren heads up the Cisco Champion program. Talk to us about what it is and what these crazy lunkheads all around here are actually doing at the show.
Crazy. So these are our technical influencers. They have to apply every year. They're under NDA for a full year, and we do all this stuff. We do pre-briefings, message testing, beta testing, and then we try to do lots of fun stuff with them. So at Cisco Live, we record podcasts, Cisco Champion Radio. We give them behind-the-scenes tours. We have them meet with executives. It's a lot of fun, a lot of running around.
And you've got a very busy job. Now, by the way, how much time is actually spent in training people like Ketil to hold the Cisco champion sign exactly correctly?
It's about 30 hours.
30 hours
but,
or so?
But they can do a learning credits for holding, yeah.
Oh, see, he's still dropping it. Clearly, you're going to need 40 hours. You're going to need
I need more time to hold it.
We're going to keep working with you. You're totally fine. Hey, Zane, talk to some of our crazy crew over here.
Guess what? I have a Cisco champion.
Okay.
GJ. Yeah. How's the Cisco Live going?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. Had a lot of sessions, talked with a lot of people, so yeah.
Fantastic, GJ. And listen, tell us, how did you become a Cisco champion? What did you do?
Well, I applied, and you have to fill in all sorts of information about yourself, and then you go through a strict...
We spent hours reviewing and vetting applications. Like many hours.
The main thing is, he's a Cisco champion.
Let's go over this way. Hey, Steve, follow me around. I want to get to these guys. I'm going to climb into the middle of you. Oh, we're going back over here on this side? All right. Yeah. So, Mir, fabulous. So, Mir, first of all, tell us where you're from.
I'm from Hungary.
You're from Hungary? Great. Yeah. Excellent. Fantastic. How many Cisco Lives have you been to?
This is my first time.
Wait a minute, this is your very first Cisco Live? I should have you talking to Zane, his first Cisco Live as well.
This is massive. Yeah,
isn't that crazy?
This rocks, right?
First time out rocks. Tell us what your experience has been. What have you seen while you've been here at the show? What's gotten you particularly excited? Stay in here with me, guys. We're too far away. I'm going to climb back here and leave it to...
Wonderful event. Yeah. I mean, I am just speechless. This is the coolest event I have ever been to.
Yeah.
From 0 to 100. Everything is so cool. Everything is so organized. And everybody is friendly. Even the distinguished engineers are down to the earth, and they just talk to us, we communicate, we share knowledge, experience, and wow, just wow.
I'm telling you, you could not put it better than that. When we try to talk to people about what makes this particular event so special, and again, why all of you should make sure that you get here to the show, it's that everybody is not only available to you, but they are accessible. That's exactly what it is. Everybody likes to put the executives and the engineers up on this high plateau, like, oh, they're untouchable, they're amazing. You come to this show, they're friends. That's what it's kind of all about. Can you guys stay with me for a couple of minutes? We're going to go back to the studio. Can we come back and talk to more of you? Are you good with that? All right, cool. So, Nish, let's go back to you in the studio for now, but don't forget about us. I want to keep talking with these great guys.
Steve, we're definitely not going to forget about you. I loved what someone said there about them feeling like they're completely speechless, and I got it just then, even thinking about it, right? So David, you're joining me here back in the studio. What a great opportunity to talk to Jackie just now. We had Steve just talking about how our executives are available the whole way through the show to be meeting with attendees, with customers, with partners. I mean, do you get many other opportunities to do that here at Cisco? I mean, it's a pretty special event, right?
No, absolutely. I think that's what's amazing about Cisco Live is that you've got just such a concentration of not only, technical experts, but also executives, and it's the greatest opportunity for a customer to get that feedback, get that information direct from the source. And yeah, you just saw it here. I mean, Jackie Gushala, what a coup to get for our last interview.
Absolutely.
And she was an amazing lady to talk to, really great fun. We were having a great laugh backstage as well beforehand. But we are speechless.
Yes, we are. And I heard you say that you've got some personal questions for Jackie, so I've got one for you, David. So,
yes.
Your heart's probably going to start beating now because you don't know what I'm going to come out with. What has your experience been like as a first-time host here at Cisco Live?
Honestly, I've been blown away. It's Zane and I think I speak for both of us, we've had such an amazing week, and I've got to say a massive thanks as well to the entire backstage crew, the floor crew, all the camera guys, because they've made our experience here so easy. They've been so accommodating, so patient with us, with all our questions and silly little mistakes and things like that. So really got to say a big thank you to everyone behind the cameras.
They are an awesome team. One of the things that I take away every time I come to this show is obviously we have our day jobs and we're such a big company, so we have so many different parts of the business, different architectures, different functions. But when you come here to Cisco Live, you really see the width, right? Like the variety of what everyone at Cisco is working on all in one place. So you get all the high level kind of insights into all the new launches that we're making here at Cisco Live, all the fun that we have, all the demos, actually seeing our technology, getting our hands on our technology, and that makes it just amazing. So what would you say has been your highlight just from today? Because I know we're going to spend some time together chatting later, but just from today, obviously, it's been another full-on day.
Yeah.
What's been your highlight, David?
I think a great highlight was from the World of Solutions today, being able to show off the Desk Pro and the Room Panorama for the first time, I think, in a public forum, and being able to chat with Anders, who's, I don't know if people may not know, Anders is one of the guys that's sort of involved in developing those products. He's a spokesman, I suppose, for the WebEx hardware, and great having to be able to chat with him. I'd never met him personally before, but it was an awesome opportunity. But I'm just seeing on my monitor, actually, that that Zane is standing there with our Chief Stroopwafel Officer. Zane, who have you got there for us?
David, you're absolutely correct. I'm here with Cisco's very own Stroopwafel Officer. Nicole, introduce yourself.
Well, as you said, right, I'm the CSO of Cisco, Chief Stroopwafel Officer. By day job, actually, is a technical solution architect in the Worldwide Enterprise Sales Organization.
Fantastic. So look, tell us more about the Stroopwafel. I mean, this is you. Look, everyone, this is Nicole on the Stroopwafel. You're famous.
So literally what I decided is that I'm from the Netherlands. The Netherlands has this lovely cookie, and to have people remember me, I thought, I'd give them something sweet and a sugar rush. And when giving this out, I mean, people will never forget me.
Fantastic. I'll never forget you. Listen, thanks very much for your time. Everyone, remember Nicole, Chief Stroopwafel Officer. Now we're going to head over to Steve. I think Steve's over here.
Come on over. We're going to take a really quick hit over here with Jody, Sergey, and Amr. Again, 3 more of our Cisco champions. So guys, hoping you can hear me. But if you can't hear me, give me like one really quick highlight of your week here at the show.
Quick highlight of the week. There's so many to choose from. It's kind of hard, but I would say bringing all the people together. One of the things that makes the things that make the Cisco Champions program what it is bringing people from all over the world together and united in one gestalt, if you will. I crossed the pond for this. I'm from Canada. I came over to Europe, not just because I could get a European vacation out of the deal, but because I get to hang out with these guys, and I don't get to do that all the time.
Absolutely. So again, let me ask you the same thing. Wendy, by the way, Wendy Morris would love to hear what you just said.
Yes, that's the same for me. It's networking. The most important part of this conference is networking with people. I get to know these gentlemen from all over the world, which I've never met before personally, and we're having a great time. We exchange ideas. We re-energize. I've been here last year, and since then I was looking forward to coming back here, and it delivered 100% to all my expectations.
That's just perfect. All right, and Amr, how about you? Quick hit here.
Yeah, it's all about the experience and the education. It's only once a year that we manage to get all together, all the Cisco champions, and meet everyone here. It's really nice to be here. Yeah. Thank you.
That's perfect. Guys, thank you. I appreciate it. We're going to go back to the studio briefly, and hopefully we'll see you right back down here as well. Enjoy. We can barely hear a thing. We're just having too much fun.
Thanks, Steve. It's great to see just all the passionate customers that are having a really good time here at Cisco Live this whole week. Obviously, we've tried our best to get as much content as we can across to you, but I think you've heard it now a few times. The big part of Cisco Live that you're missing out on by not being here in person is the networking aspect. Nish, wouldn't you agree that that's the biggest part of Cisco Live for us?
Absolutely. I feel like we're maybe getting a bit of FOMO out to those audience, right? Because if I was sitting there at home, I'd be like, I want to be there. The energy around here is like, everyone's jumping around, they're getting excited for the keynote, they're getting excited for the party. And you also don't get all the Spanish food and drink if you're sat at home.
That is 100% true. Okay, and we're going to head back to Steve because he's managed to snag Wendy Mars for an interview.
Absolutely. Wendy was kind enough and generous enough here at the end of everything else that you've done this week to talk to us. We're going to keep it really short. You've got to be so thrilled at this particular moment. We've arrived, an incredible week. Everybody has had an amazing time, and here we are at the closing keynote.
I know, it's fantastic, and I can't wait for what we're going to do in this keynote. It's going to be amazing.
Okay, so did you get a chance to meet Richard or really to kind of deep research him and see what it is that he brings? He's all about education, and that's so much of what I love, because that's what Cisco Live is. It's a learning and an education experience, and he does that as well.
He does. It's going to be incredible.
So cool. You have a great time.
Watch this space.
Absolutely. We're going to watch this space. Everybody's going to keep a close eye on it. You've got like the best seat in the room here. Thank you for taking a moment to talk with us. Again, this is what the show is all about. I always say, when you're here, you have an opportunity to speak with the people who actually run this, who put it all together. Wendy Mars is unbelievable. President Emir, this is her first Cisco Live that she has been fully in charge of here in the Europe space, and she's done an absolutely spectacular job. All right, so do me a favor, follow me around. Steve, if you can follow me. I just want people to get an idea. Look at Carissa scrambling away here. She's like a cockroach in the sunlight. All right, so in case you don't know back at home exactly how things are laid out, a massive space, the band is set up back over here. Again, like I said, I can barely hear anything other than what's happening back in the studio. We've got the huge screens. Richard is going to be flying up here in just a minute, but as we continue to load in the seats, you can't even see the back of the hall. It's like a football field from here. So this is why you need to actually be live here in this space with us. It's really cool to watch it on the stream. I think it's fantastic. But Zane, I was just telling everybody, there's really nothing like seeing it for yourself, being here in the room, experiencing that energy.
You need to be here to see it for yourself. Honestly, I can't describe it. It's absolutely amazing, Steve.
Do me a favor, trade with me, because I can't hear on this side. There we go. Now I'll be able to hear a lot better. Only now you can't hear me. All right, so you had a chance to talk with Nicole. Nicole is one of our net vets who's up here on the screen. She is one of those advocates for Cisco, and one of the things that I really love is that this event brings together the people who have the deepest passion for Cisco. Again, you talk to Nish, who's back in the studio right now. You're going to be hard-pressed to find somebody who has more passion for it. She's been around with us for almost 6 years. You've been around with Cisco about 6 months, and your passion is already so palpable, and I love that about you because you've already become such a great storyteller for Cisco.
Steve, I couldn't agree more. Listen, I love this company. I've been here for 7 months. The opportunities, the energy, everything. I'm here at Cisco Live. It's absolutely fantastic. Steve, I just wished everyone could be here to feel how we feel.
So cool. All right, so we're going to keep playing down here and finding people. Nish, why don't we go back to you in the studio, and maybe we'll see you again before this whole thing kicks off.
Sure. I think Zane and I might be competing against each other on who is more passionate about Cisco. David, do you want to join in the game?
I don't know if I can even play with you guys, because you're at a whole nother level to me.
I mean, we were like all skipping around the show. People are like, who are these guys? They're starting to recognize us from being a host of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I've just thought, talking about passion and what we're excited about, the impact zone, right, that we've got there. So we have things like Build a Bike, we had the IoT Makerspace. There are lots of exciting things. I'm curious to get down and see how people have been doing, because actually at the show, as well as learning about technology, as well as all the networking and meeting all the experts, we've actually had a huge, great impact. That's pretty exciting as well.
Absolutely, and honestly, that's probably one of my favorite things about working at Cisco. You know, it's one of the things that makes me the most proud of working at Cisco is the social impact that we're able to have across our various programs, across things like Networking Academy, all the different CSR initiatives, and being able to bring our customers and partners into that when we are all together in a show like this just makes it even a lot sweeter even than it ever is. Yeah.
Absolutely, and I can see from Zane and Steve there on the monitor, that's a full house. It's getting very, very full. People are getting very excited for the keynote. I'm getting a bit of a fear of missing out myself though, because when I heard that Richard Browning is actually coming in his jet suit, I'm realizing that we're not there to experience that.
Yeah, so to our viewers at home, we're going to be watching this just the same way you are, sitting behind a video monitor, because unfortunately we're about 800 meters away from where Richard Browning's going to be flying in with his jetpack.
Absolutely.
But it's going to be very exciting. I've heard he's going to fly up onto the stage and land right next to some of our executives, so he must be very confident in how good he is at flying that thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk a bit about the party tonight, because I know that a lot of people here are going to head to the keynote, and then everyone's going to flood straight out of the keynote and go to the party, further networking, just really celebrating the week here. I'm excited to see lots of pictures with hashtag
CLEUR. If you are at the party, please share the hashtag.
Absolutely.
We'd love to see your photos. The social media team love retweeting photos of people having a great time at Cisco Live.
Yeah, and I love the variety. Every year we get different music acts. There's always different things to do. I know last year we had bumper cars. I wonder what's going to go on this year. I think it's like a surprise every year. I mean, I'm not very clued up. I know we have obviously Nile Rodgers and Chic. I had to Google, and actually I knew pretty much all their songs. I was pretty amazed.
Did you? I didn't get a chance to Google them yet.
Okay.
The name also didn't really ring a bell with me. Maybe we're a little bit of a younger demographic than they might be used to. But I think the thing, you know, people that aren't here obviously don't know about the party, but I think especially if you don't like dancing, there's fun stuff for everyone. There's normally like arcades, there's pool tables, there's food. And I think I'm just hearing that they're ready to go in the keynote space, so we're going to go straight there to not miss a thing.
Enjoy the keynote, guys. Thank you.